Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to be talking about the best questions to ask women. Let's be honest, the advice you usually get about first date conversation is terrible. It's all about impressing her, having the right lines, or following a checklist of questions. It's no wonder so many first dates feel like a job interview. Today, we're throwing that out. I'm not going to give you a list of questions to memorize. I'm going to give you 6 conversation catalysts. These aren't just questions, they're frameworks for starting a real, memorable conversation. The goal isn't to get a right answer. The goal is to see her light up and to understand the world she actually lives in. Let's begin. Catalyst number 1. From what do you do to what's the rhythm of your life right now? The single most common and most boring first date question is, so what do you do for work? Why is it so bad? Because it forces her to answer with a job title. It puts her in a box and tells you almost nothing about who she is as a person. An accountant or a graphic designer doesn't tell you what makes her tick. Instead of asking about her job, you want to ask about her life. So the invitation you offer is this. Tell me about the rhythm of your life right now. What's a day really like for you, from the moment you wake up to when your head hits the pillow? Notice the difference. Rhythm of your life is evocative. It's a story prompt. This doesn't just invite her to talk about her 9 to 5. It invites her to share her morning rituals, the midday things that drain or energize her, and what she does to unwind. You might discover she's an early riser who needs quiet time with coffee, that she squeezes in a pottery class after work, or that she de-stresses by walking her dog in the park. This one shift in framing gives you a dozen potential threads for a real connection, all while showing you're interested in her entire world, not just her job title. Catalyst number 2. From what are your hobbies to what's lighting you up right now. The next conversation killer is, what are your hobbies? Most people freeze when they hear this. Hobbies sounds like something you have to be an expert in. It feels formal and outdated. You want to know what she's passionate about, but the word passion can also feel a bit intense for a first date. The real goal is to find the thing that gives her energy. So the second invitation is, what's lighting you up right now? It could be anything. A project at work, a book you can't put down, a new skill you're learning. What's captured your attention lately? Lighting you up is a powerful, positive, and low-pressure phrase. It gives her complete freedom. Her answer could be a new fitness goal, a documentary that blew her mind, planning a trip, or even just mastering a new recipe. I call it her spark. When she tells you what it is, your only job is to be curious. Lean in. Ask a follow-up question about it. When you give someone the space to talk about what genuinely excites them, they feel seen, they feel comfortable, and they associate that positive feeling with you.
All right, you've opened the conversation by understanding the rhythm of her life and what's currently lighting her up. Now we're going to deepen the connection by exploring her past and her future in a way that feels natural, not like an interrogation. Catalyst number 3. From where did you grow up to what's the story that shaped you? Anyone can ask, so where are you from? It's a boring, factual question that usually gets a one-word answer. Ohio, California. Now what? You've learned nothing of substance. The goal isn't to know the name of the town. The goal is to understand how that place shaped the person sitting across from you. So the invitation you offer is much more evocative. Paint me a picture of what it was like growing up there. When you think back, what's a core memory or a feeling that defines that time for you? This is a powerful shift. You're not asking for data. You're asking for a story. Paint me a picture gives her permission to be descriptive. Core memory invites a moment of genuine reflection. Her answer won't just be a location. It will be a mini story about small town boredom, the freedom of riding bikes until sunset, the smell of her grandmother's kitchen. This single question reveals her relationship with her past, her values, and the experiences that formed her. It shows you're interested in her journey, not just her biography. Catalyst number 4. From do you like to travel to what's your sense of adventure? Let's talk about travel. The typical clumsy way to ask this is, have you traveled much? This question is a trap. It can make someone feel boring or unadventurous if they haven't had the opportunity to travel extensively. You're not trying to audit her passport. You're trying to understand her spirit of curiosity and her dreams. So the fourth invitation opens the door to both experience and aspiration. I'm curious about your sense of adventure. Tell me about either a place you've been that left a mark on you or a place you're dying to see one day. Look at what this does. It removes all pressure. By giving her the either-or option, she can share a meaningful memory from the past or a passionate dream for the future. She can't give a wrong answer. This tells you more than just where she's been. It tells you what she values in an experience. Does she talk about relaxing on a beach, getting lost in the history of an old city, or hiking a remote trail? Her answer is a direct window into her desires, her curiosity, and what makes her feel alive. It's a perfect launchpad into a conversation about dreams, goals, and shared future adventures.
We've built a conversation that explores her present, her past, and her future aspirations. These final two catalysts will give you the clearest picture of her lifestyle and her mindset, completing the foundation for a genuine connection. Catalyst number 5, from what do you do on weekends to what does your ideal reset look like? Asking about her weekend plans is logical, but the way it's usually done feels like a compatibility checklist. She parties, I don't. Incompatible. Next. This is a shallow way to judge someone. You don't just want to know what she does. You want to understand why. You want to understand her personal operating system, what drains her energy and what restores it. So this invitation is about discovering her rhythm of rest and play. I'm always fascinated by how people choose to recharge. Tell me about your perfect Saturday. If you had zero obligations, what's the one thing you do to feel completely refreshed and like yourself again? This question is brilliant because it's not about her last weekend, it's about her ideal weekend. Recharge and refreshed are key words. They frame the weekend as a vital part of life, not just free time. Her answer tells you everything. Does she describe a quiet morning with a book and coffee, a long hike in nature, a brunch that turns into an all-day affair with friends, hosting a dinner party? You're not looking for a right answer to match your own. You're learning what truly energizes her spirit. Is it solitude, social connection, creativity, or adventure? Understanding this is infinitely more valuable than just knowing if she goes to clubs. It gives you a real insight into her character and lifestyle needs. Catalyst number 6. From what do you want to learn to what's your secret ambition? The final question is about growth. What do you wish you were better at? But this frames it as a weakness, which can feel negative and vulnerable in a bad way. You want to uncover her ambition and curiosity in a way that feels expansive and exciting, not like a confession of her shortcomings. So the final invitation is framed as a playful exploration of her potential. All right, fun question. If you could wake up tomorrow having instantly mastered any one skill, anything from speaking a new language to surfing to coding, what would you choose and what's the first thing you do with it? This is a powerful, forward-looking question. Instantly mastered removes the pressure. It's not about the hard work of learning. It's about the desire itself. The follow-up, what's the first thing you do with it, is the secret key. It grounds her dream in reality and reveals the motivation behind her choice. If she wants to learn guitar, is it to write songs in her room or to play around a campfire with friends? If she wants to learn French, is it to read classic literature or to order wine in a Parisian cafe? Her answer reveals a hidden part of her personality, her dreams, her passions, and the person she aspires to become. It shows you're interested in her potential, not just her past achievements. So let's bring this all together. We've thrown out the old broken playbook of memorizing lines and asking checklist questions. What you have now is not a script. It's a strategic framework for creating genuine human connection. This is about a fundamental shift in your approach. You are no longer a man trying to impress a woman. You are a man who is secure enough to be genuinely interested in who she is. Remember the 6 pillars we covered. You're not just asking questions, you're creating invitations to discover. First, her daily rhythm. Second,
her current spark. Third, the story that shaped her. Fourth, her sense of adventure. Fifth, her personal method of recharge. And finally, her ambitions for growth. When you internalize this framework, you will never feel like you're in a job interview again. You won't run out of things to say because your goal isn't to talk, it's to listen. The confidence you gain doesn't come from having questions in your back pocket. It comes from knowing you have a real strategy to understand another person on a meaningful level. So, my challenge to you is this. Don't just watch this video, apply it. And in the comments below, I don't want to see more lists of good questions. Instead, I want you to try this framework. Then come back and share the shift you felt. Tell me about the moment the conversation changed from an interview into a real connection. That's the experience that will not only help you, but every other person who reads it. So guys, if you liked this video or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you never miss out when I release new videos. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me over on Instagram. I love connecting with all of you guys over there as well. Stop collecting lines. Start building connections. Thank you for your attention. Now go put this to work.